What do you think about rape and defilement?
It's really wrong, and we really need to put a lid on it. And it starts from us, because if we speak out, there's no one that can stop us. Like, from what we've done, Mulika, I know we all know what Mulika means, it's shine. So if we start from us, like, we can end this quickly. We can end all of it. So if we speak out, like all of us, that we can really put a stop on this.
Okay, so I had a conversation with someone. We're talking about this whole rape thing, and they said, and I feel like this is something that maybe affects us as guys, or like we're the ones who are responsible. Someone told me that, would you rather believe a liar or a rapist? Who would you rather believe, a liar or a rapist? Because I feel like that's where the beginning of this whole nini comes. The victim comes and says, oh, they were raped. The first question is, what were you doing? How were you dressed? Ulikuwa fani nje usiku? Those kind of things. So, okay, at least I was being told, if someone comes and says they've been raped, like just go through the whole, comfort them, report to the relevant authorities. If it comes out to be false, you'll know that at least you did your part. That's a failure on their end. You did your part.
There's something I want to say. You see this tagline here, end the silence. I want to direct it to you, gentlemen, end the silence. Because your silence is telling of what happens in our communities. Because many boys and men will be silent and watch these things happen, and in their minds and their hearts it's wrong, it's bad, it shouldn't continue, but we're not saying anything about it. Is it true?
Yes.
Why are we not saying anything about it? Just tell me why. I want to understand why. Why it's hard for guys to talk about it, about rape and defilement or anything that's related to sexual violence. It's easier for women and girls to talk about it, but not for guys. Why?
So I feel like it's easy for us to say, like, in a moment like this, that it's wrong. But if we were to point it out, and this is not always the case, but there's like stigma around that, oh, it's always men, that it's men's fault. But I feel like if we start speaking up about it, this perception, this point of view can change. So I think it's, as you've said, end the silence, end the cycle. If we speak up, we can end poverty. Poverty will reduce, and a lot of other things will happen as well.
Most men are scared of being ashamed. Like you say, I've been raped. That's shaming for some. That's why most of them don't say anything.
Why is it shameful for a man to say he's been raped or a boy to say he's been defiled?
I think it's hard since maybe how the community perceives men. There's this perception whereby you find literally people saying the men cannot be raped. It's hard, right? Hence, it will be shameful to hear a man has been raped. Yeah, that's why people are ashamed.
So it will be shameful because of what the community perceives. But is it shameful if a girl is raped?
Most people, when they think of a man, they'll think of someone that's dominant, like powerful, yeah. So like when a man comes out and says he's been raped, like it's just the old mentality. People will be like, hey, how have you been raped, bro? You as a old man. How have you been raped? So like I feel like it's just the mentality.
Okay. So my last question would be, what do you think we need to do to change that mentality? Because are men raped?
Yeah. Yes.
Are boys defiled?
Yes.
And the same that happens to girls. So the conversation has been around girls a lot. But when we talk about it from the point of boys and men, what do we need to do to change the perception that it's so shameful for a man to report? They're ridiculed at the police station. Is it true? Doctors will treat you, but the police will laugh at you. Yeah? So how do we change that narrative?
I can say by creating a safe space for most men to speak up and tell their story. Once a man feels safe, he can tell you anything. That's all I can.
Girls open up quickly. It's harder for a man to open up to another man than a girl to open up to another girl. So like what he's saying is true. Yeah.
As guys, we should do a better job of checking up on checking up on each other. Because I think most of the times we say we don't feel safe, it's because I can have an issue going on, and then like I go and tell someone, and then we'll just turn it into a joke. Like, yes, it helps, because like, you know, it takes my mind off the, but it's just avoiding something that needs to be talked about, something that you need to actively think about. So I feel like as guys, you should just check up on your friends, find out if they're doing okay. It starts from there, because then if someone trusts you, they know that you have their best interest at heart. If something like that happens, they'll come and tell you, oh, this and this happened.
And the silence.
And the cycle.
And the silence.
And the cycle.
And the cycle.
And the silence.